So when he came to know about the spy who was sent in the Saint Antoine, so Defarge gave a full description of the spy to his wife. His name is Barsad. So name of the spy is Barsad John Barsad. So Barsad, he was also called by the name Solomon, and he was the brother of Miss Pross. So the name of the spy is Barsad John Barsad, English, 40 years of age, 5'9" with black hair and dark skin. He has a long nose and face and close set eyes. So he gave the full description of the spy to his wife. Later that day, when Therese Defarge, so that Therese Defarge was the Defarge's wife, was on her own in the cafe, Barsad entered, sat down and ordered something to drink. So John Barsad, he was sent to Saint Antoine for getting some information. So he entered there in the cafe of Defarge. When he entered there and ordered something to drink, she recognized him at once from the description of from her husband's description, and put a rose in her headdress. So putting a rose on the headdress was an indication for the people to leave away. Okay, for the common people to leave away the cafe. So she recognized the man John Barsad from the description of her husband, and then she put a rose on her headdress for the indication to the common people to leave the place. When the customers saw that means when they saw the red rose on her headdresses, all but one slowly got up and left. Okay, all the customers, those who were sitting there, they all slowly got up from there and left the cafe. But Barsad remained sitting there. Barsad sat watching Madame Defarge knitting violently. Now she filled with anger, and very hurriedly she started knitting. The nature of wife of Mr. Defarge, and tried to start a conversation. And Barsad, he tried to start a conversation with Madame Defarge. Business is bad. So just a common conversation, it was started by him, and what he said, business is bad. He was talking just about the business, and from that point of view also the business, what Madame Defarge is doing over there. Madame Defarge did not lift her head from her knitting, and Madame Defarge ignored. So this business is bad, these words are said by John Barsad to Madame Defarge, but Madame Defarge, she ignored. And people are poor, and what he said, the people are poor. The miserable people, oppressed, as you say, oppressed. And as you say, corrected Madame Defarge. Pardon me, yes, it was I, but you think so too, no doubt. So no to doubt means he was talking about the miserable condition of the people over there. I don't think my husband and I are too busy to think. So what she said there, so these words are spoken by John Barsad, but Madame Defarge, what she said there, they do need not to think about that. And she told that her husband and she they both are busy there in their own work. The people of Saint Antoine are up in arms about the death of poor Gaspard. So they are ready to protest. These words are spoken by John Barsad. Okay, John Barsad to Madame Defarge, and he told that the people of Saint Antoine, they are filled with anger. They are filled with wrath, and they are ready to protest about the death of poor Gaspard. Here is my husband. And in the meantime, Defarge also arrived over there, and she introduced her husband to John Barsad. As the keeper of the shop entered, who is the keeper of the shop? Defarge. The spy saluted him by touching his hat and smiling. And when he entered there, the spy John Barsad, he saluted him. Good day, Jacques. And he called him by the name Jacques. Jacques, the name of the common man. You mistake me for another monsieur. That is not my name. I am Ernest Defarge. So who was he? He introduced himself as Ernest Defarge, and he told him that you are mistaken here. I'm not Jacques here. It's all the same. Good day. I was saying to Madam when you entered that they tell me there is much sympathy and anger in Saint Anthony because of the unhappy fate of poor Gaspard. And he told that he was discussing the same thing with Madame Defarge and told them that the people here in the Saint Anthony, there is much sympathy and anger. They are filled with sympathy for Gaspard, and they are showing their anger against the authorities because of this poor fate of Gaspard. I know nothing of it, said Defarge, and Defarge, he totally ignored him and told that I know nothing about the people what they think, and passed behind the counter. And then he went behind the counter over there, but Barsad was determined to collect any crumbs of information he could. So but Barsad, he was determined, he made up his mind that he could collect bits of information whatever the possible he could get over there. So he came there, John Barsad, he came there to Defarge to get some information about the people, what do they think, how they wanted to take the revenge, how they wanted to revolt against the king and other authorities. So for collecting the information, he came to Defarge, but Defarge totally ignored him. Now that I have met you, Mr. Defarge, I recall that I have met a Dr. Manet and his daughter in England. I have heard how you helped him get there. So he told that how you helped Dr. Manet, how you helped Dr. Manet and his daughter Lucy in the England to get him out of this place. This is so, said Defarge, putting some glasses on the shelf. So he understood his idea why he came over there. So that's why he said that is so, said Defarge, putting some glasses on the shelf. Okay, so he put some glasses on the shelf on the counter and asked him. And then you don't hear much about them now. So Barsad said these words to Defarge and asked him, you don't hear much about them now, means he is not in connection with them these days. Madame Defarge stuck in, looking up from her work, and suddenly when she saw this Madame Defarge, she came to know about that he was talking about Dr. Manet. So she stopped knitting and looking up. Actually we never hear about them. We received news of their safe arrival, and that was all. So Madame Defarge told them that we never hear about them. They just received the safe arrival of their, and that was all about them. The daughter is going to marry. Now John Barsad further told them that daughter is Lucy Manet. She is going to marry. She was pretty enough to marry years ago. You English are so cold. So these words are said by Defarge to John Barsad. Now she is going to marry. She was pretty enough. She would have married years ago. And then he called, you English are so cold, feeling less. Okay, he told John Barsad that you English are so cold. Oh, you know I'm English. Now John Barsad inquired that he exclaimed over there, I'm in English. Your accent betrays you, monsieur. And he referred him, monsieur. Your accent, it tell me that you are an English. He was annoyed that he had not passed for a Frenchman, but shrugged it off with a laugh and continued. So he was annoyed. Why he was annoyed? Because he could not be taken as a Frenchman, and then he shrugged it off with a laugh and continued. So he moved his shoulder and then laughed over that because he was recognized as an Englishman. And he continued, yes, Miss Manet is going to marry the Marquis' nephew, a certain Charles Darnay. And then he told that Miss Manet is going to marry the nephew of the Marquis. About whom? Marquis, about whom Defarge, the revolutionaries, the jackers, they vowed that they would destroy their full generation. So Charles Darnay also belonged to the Marquis generation. So he told them that Marquis nephew Charles Darnay is going to marry Manet. Madame Defarge knitted steadily and she started very violently again, very quickly. Each stitch another name, each stitch another name in the long list of doom. Okay, so each stitch, and what she said there, long list of doom, terribly fate person, and she is talking here about Charles Darnay. But the news struck her husband. But when her husband he came to know about that, he stuck somewhere. However hard he tried to hide it, he tried to hide his emotion, but he could not. He was troubled and his hands were trembling. And when he came to know that Charles Darnay, Charles Darnay was going to marry Dr. Manet's daughter, so he got in somewhat troubled and his hands were also shaking over there. The spy noticed, of course, of having made this one hit, paid his bill and bid the honors farewell. Okay, what his motive was there, just to create some tension into the mind of Defarge. So he noticed that now Defarge is somewhat disturbed, he is in trouble. So he identified there from his trembling hand, he noticed, and then he thought that he had made the hit over there, he paid the bill, and then he went away from there.